Well, good evening, darlings, and a very warm welcome to Friday Night Live, which is, of course, the first of our two short but sweet offerings of this week. Yes, we have but half an hour together, but what an half an hour it's going to be as we wave away Friday and we welcome in Saturday and the weekend, and we do so in the company of our perennial and permanent pals, our matching pair of his and hers highly powered hedgehogs of truth. We've got another pair of bloody pants addressed to, I thought it was for my neighbour, Mr. Nick R. Downs. Nick R. Downs. Nick. Panties to Boaty, the gift that sadly keeps on giving. Anyway, we'll get those open. We are rejoined by the Netty Petty Pisspot after a long break. However, Two-Ton Ted Tentington is sitting out tonight as he's not getting a Mr. Tickle. And we have, of course, got Sean's box, which is ready and waiting for a goodly pounding. I've got the live stream tickle again, the live stream bloody tickle. And of course, we have got the community portable electronic telephonic device upon which you could, some would say should, and I hope will, leave a voice note, but you're going to have to be quick. Excuse me. Oh, God, every time. Honestly, you don't have a tickle all night, and then a camera's turned on, and boom. That's a story of my life, isn't it? Don't get a tickle all night. Anyway, I can't wait to dive into your comments and see who is with us. And what you've got to say for yourselves. Whatever you've got to say it quickly. We can talk about anything you like. I've got a couple of things to discuss with you, but I'm going to jump in just a second. But before I do, I'm going to have a goodly slurp. Bloody well deserved it is too. What a night it's been of my lovely wine. So cheers, darlings. You're very good health. Bottoms up. If you're lucky, that's up yours. If you're not careful, ladies, don't be taken unaware. Keep your hand on your halfpennies. That's my advice. And above all, to each and every one of you, with sincerity and kindness oozing out of my left nostril, and integrity. And what's the other one that I usually use? Oh, I can't remember. Just integrity, using out my ass. Get stuffed. Thank you so much. Here we go. Sincerity. That was the other one. Integrity, move over. Sincerity wants to squeeze out my ass as well. Oh. Lovely. Right. I am going to ignore everything that's happened up to now and start at the bottom. So, good evening, Mark Passad. The lovely Ange K. Camper. Fun stuff, Jacqueline, Nigel 00 Garage, Diana, very own happy head mistress, hippie headmistress, hippie head Diane. Peter P is with us, the fabulous Jimmy Quinn, and that's it. I've caught up with the comments. How easy was that? Right, excellent. And I haven't got any voice notes. Marvellous. Oh, that was a wine burp. The head mattress, yes. I quite like that. The head mattress. We might keep that. We might keep that. JB3 is with us. A very good evening. Paulie Galtieri, the lovely Richard. That was a crap winegasm, says JB3. It wasn't a winegasm. Didn't happen tonight. Doesn't always happen. It's because I didn't wolf it, I think. Oh, and I had a drink at work before I came home. Not a drink, just Diet Coke. Oh, that's nice. Let's get this over with, shall we? Nick R. Downs. Very clever. Very clever, somebody. Fooled me. I thought it was for Nick next door. Ooh. Oh, I said. Any note? Money? No. Oh, hang on. Right. Ah, right, yeah. Hang on. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. It had to happen, didn't it? It had to happen. Oh well, there we are. A pair of female Y-friends. Why has it got a double thing? Right, so obviously there's that way round. It's got a double thing at the back. What's that all about? What's the point of that? You're going to garrot your own bumhole twice over. There we are. Anyway, they're a nice colour. They're, I don't know where to go with that. I don't know where to go with that. Lord Baverstock, good evening to you. Yes, darlings, they are indeed crotchless. Well, not exactly crotchless, but they've certainly got access to the area in question, I suppose. Emotional support duck is with us. Quack, Carl Lockpick, hello to you. Stu's with us as well, 69 Fouquet. Matron is with us, Tracy, Planet Greenwood. Community matriarch and, of course, owner-operator of the community Bosom. And Emma Lemon of the eponymous YouTube channel Emma Lemon is also right in our midst. Sorry, these are just... but Nigel would like us to know that these are specifically designed for use when shagging in a back lane. Easy access, or so I've been told. Oh, yeah. The old knee trembler around the big back of the chip shop. With Big Betty. She did your back in, didn't she, Nigel? If I remember correctly. Well, there we are. I'm intrigued by the double thing to the rear. Anybody care to explain that? Is that for rear access? So you can just go whip. Although, I mean, you could do that with one. You could just pull it to one side, couldn't you? Anyway, there we are. Jason Rigby is with us. Very good evening to you. No wonder some women take so long to dress. How do you figure out how to get those knickers on? Well, exactly. Jeff D is with us. Hello, Boaty and the gang. And he's making something tonight. It's his wife's favourite, and it's Spanicopita. Not a clue. All right. Kinnell Boaty, says Matron. They're crotchless. Hence why the two elastics for the third time. That doesn't make sense, Matron, right? Because the crotchless bit ends there, right? The crotchless bit ends there. So this could just as easily be one piece. There's no need for it to be two. The part you're diddling is not the access point, says Fun Stuff, who apparently has some experience in these matters. Oh, I see. Oh, this is the crotchless bit. Ah, right. Okay. All right. Now I understand. Okay. I was being a bit thick. It's been a while. I forgot where the actual doings were in relation to... right. Okay. Thank you. Right. Oh, Matron. Really? There's a... Oh. By Jove, he's got it. All right. It's been a while. Blood and sands. And honestly, in all of my experience, I don't think I've dealt with a pair of these. Trying to think now. I genuinely don't recall ever dealing with a pair of that nature. So, you know, you're never too old to learn something new, are you? Oh, that message is gone. There we are. We did have a voicemail, but it's gone. Christopher Salvage 312, good evening. Andrew Buttigieg, I have a spotty butty, of course. Hello. Crotchless Ponties, indeed. Jean-Marc is with us, and oh dear, Jean-Marc's had another bad day. Very sorry to hear that. Tell us about it. Tell us about your bad day, if you would care to, and if you would feel better for sharing your pain. We're all here for you. Wrinkles 55 has never seen knickers like that. Oh, you've had a bad driving day, Jean-Marc. In what sense? In what sense? Where have you been driving from and to, and why was it difficult? The weather's not. Oh, well, I don't know where you are, of course. Tell us more. You are amongst friends. You can give us details. Ah, JB71. Yeah, I don't blame you, JB71. Good evening to you, sir. We're all being here for Jean-Marc at the moment. He's had a bad day, but he had the courage to make it in. But it's been a bad driving day, apparently, which is interesting. Now then. Oh, well, that is a bad day. Oh, hitting a wild boar. Yeah, that would do some damage. 6 weeks to repair. Oh, God, now the windscreen wiper motor's failed. Hopefully that's not too big a job. Depends on access, doesn't it? Depends how easy access is. But hopefully that's not a massive job. Sometimes they're dead easy, just in front of or under the front scuttle, and it's just, whiz off the doings. Couple of bolts. Admittedly, you've got to buy the new unit, but perhaps you could get a reconditioned second-hand one, something like that. Survive, thrive. Hello, hello all. Say survive, thrive, and thank you kindly, whoever gave me this membership. I was out walking the dog last night. Oh God, and you were doing 90 kilometers an hour when you hit the wild boar. Bloody hell. Ooh. Well, I mean, I imagine the wild boar came off worse. So things could always be worse. You could have been the wild boar. Right, little bit of news for you, potentially. And I'd be interested to know your thoughts. I have been contacted randomly out of the blue by a viewer who has potentially offered their services as a cameraman. Would you be interested in having a cameraman? Said they. It might be useful if you were doing stuff like food reviews and whatnot. If you were doing something like that, if you just had somebody filming you, so you're not trying to set the camera up or whatever, and so could do drive-bys, drive-offs, drive-ins, and I thought that sounds like a really good wheeze. I know a lot of channels have a cameraman or cameramen. Some of them even kind of refer to them all the time, don't they? I'm thinking, Danny, Rate My Plate, Gary from Gary Eats there. They always talk about the cameraman. They don't pretend that it's all done by magic. They acknowledge that there's a cameraman there, but the cameraman never actually plays a part in the video. And that would be the deal here, because the person that approached me has made it absolutely clear that they are not willing in any way, shape or form to actually appear on a video, either visually. They wouldn't even be willing to put their voice on there. They would simply be doing the camera-ing. And what do you reckon? What do you think? I think it could be quite a useful thing, to be honest. Now, I presume that they know, if they're a viewer, well, they are a viewer, I presume they know I'm skint, so they're not expecting payment. I mean, I suppose if they wanted some form of partnership on the videos that they worked on, then they could share the losses. That's it, really. That's as far as we got. But I've said, yeah, I wouldn't mind meeting up and having a chat about it, because I can think of ways that it would be useful for the channel. You can do stuff yourself, but it's problematical, you know. I mean, if you want to do a drive-by and you're on your own, then you've got to put your, in my case, iPhone 16 Pro on a tripod in a lay-by or at the side of the road or on a campsite or something, and then sod off and do a drive-by or a drive-in and hope that nobody nicks it, or that it doesn't blow over and get smashed or something like that. So actually having a cameraman, I quite fancy that. But what do you think? What do you think? I just thought, you know, I run everything by you, don't I? What's that? No, we'll look at that afterwards. I thought it was a voice note, but it's not. Right, where do I get to? Yeah. Oh, Jean-Marc's booked the car into the garage and we'll see how much it costs. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed for you. Jeff has been living in Georgia for almost 8 years and has hit 2 white-tailed deer. Different cars, huge damage. Yeah, I mean, that would write your car off. I've come very close on 2 occasions here in the Peak. Over the space of the last 10 years, twice driving home, I've narrowly avoided a deer. And one of them was a sodding great big stag, massive, majestic creature. And yeah, that would have done some serious damage. You know, when you live in areas where animals roam in any way freely, then it is an ever-present danger. And unfortunately, human nature being what it is, we don't think about it until it happens or nearly happens. And then we slow down a bit for a while, and then we forget that it nearly happened and just carry on whizzing down the country lanes at 60. Although Jeff was only doing 45, he would like to make it clear. Richard says, wild boar, so bacon paninis all round. Oh, not a scratch on you though, Jean-Marc. That's good. That's good. Nasty hitting a ball, says JB71, and it's not Boaty. Sue says Boaty would be brill at food reviews. Honestly, I'd love to have a go at it. I would love to have a go at it because, you know, I hardly habitually watch anybody these days, but I've watched the odd food review. I've watched the ones that I'm aware of. There are probably others, but I've seen an episode of Rate My Takeaway. I've seen an episode of Gary Eats. I've seen an episode of what's his name, the Mac Master. And I've thought, well, what have I thought? I've thought, well, yeah, okay. But I have thought I'd like to have a go at that because I wonder if I could actually, he said humbly, offer a little bit more insight on the grounds that A, I've been a foodie for a long time. I've eaten in the best restaurants in the world. I'm an enthusiastic and quite adept home chef. I'm experienced across a nature of cuisine. And more importantly, when it comes to, for example, Chinese, Indian food, I'm experienced with the real thing, not what a UK restaurant or takeaway will serve you. So I could tell you if something was in any way authentic or if it wasn't. And of course, I run a fine dining restaurant, and I've run in the past a chain of restaurants. So I wonder if I could bring a little bit of something to a food review. Oh, and I can have a bit of fun with it, like I've done with mustard. And I quite fancy that. That was the first thing that sprang to my mind when the suggestion of a cameraman came up, because I thought I'd like to have a go at that. I genuinely would like to have a go at that. Whether it would work, whether I would be any good, we don't know, do we? But I would love to give it a try. And, you know, if you've got a cameraman, then you could do it potentially. You could have a go at doing it properly. What's in it for the cameraman, though? Asks Emma Lemon. And that's a very good question, and that is yet to be discussed. I mean, in real terms, the most that I could offer in the short term would be potentially a free meal and a lift there and back. I don't know. That would have to be discussed. I don't know if they're expecting anything. They've just said, "Would you be interested in this? I'd like to help." And I thought, well, yes, I would, and thank you. So we'll see. We'll see. Is it Cindy offering us P2P? It is most definitely not Cindy. Do they want paying in jelly beans? Asked Emma. Oddly enough, when they got in contact, I didn't immediately say, "Are you gay?" So, assuming that you meant a jelly bean treat rather than an actual jelly bean. So, this is all to be discussed. Oh, cutting bamboo. Fun Stuff says, depends on cost and if there's any ulterior motive. Yeah, you do have to be, I suppose you do have to be careful. Is it the masked cardboard? Asked Peter P. No. I mean, I wish it was. I wish it was. I mean, that would be epic, wouldn't it? Now, I know that Joseph paid him in the past to both film and produce his videos. I wouldn't let anybody else produce or edit mine. I'm too much of a control freak for that. But no, it's not the lovely Matt. That would be cool though. Will he get paid for it? Will you get paid for it? Asked Nigel. What, me? I don't know. It could be beneficial for growing your channel indeed, say Survive Rev. Yeah, I thought it could be. And it seems to be a genuine offer. So I'll explore it at the very least. I'm free to do some camera work if petrol is paid, says Stu. And Nigel says, oh, I see, a cameraman for you. It could work out depending on payment. Well, that's the thing, isn't there? That there couldn't be any payment. I mean, I suppose, you know, you could have some kind of an agreement that if by any chance something actually worked and you started earning some money, then you'd do some kind of a split. I mean, that would be like giving away nothing, wouldn't it? Now, oddly enough, I had a comment on today's video, and thank you to anybody who's watched today's video, and a special thank you if you didn't skip the adverts and if you left a comment. And somebody said, I must have mentioned future content or something like that. Oh, yeah, I probably did. I think I said I think I mentioned at some point on the videos that nothing was going to happen on videos between now and like January, because I couldn't afford to do anything on a Monday. So the videos, the channel's not going to go anywhere until January. And somebody said, well, you could do a video telling us why and how you started on YouTube. And somebody's just mentioned something that was vaguely related, but I can't find it now. Where was that? I'm sure I saw something that was vaguely related. Oh, yeah, talking about payment. So, in other words, talking about how much videos earn. Well, oddly enough, in today's video, because I touched on the subject of YouTube and income and all of that yesterday, I thought, well, go with that today. So, the video today will be titled, I think, how much did YouTube pay me for my best performing video so far? Something like that. And it's just clickbait, darlings. It's just pure clickbait because everybody puts those videos out. I've just been monetized. How much did YouTube pay me for my first month? How much did I earn in my first year of being monetized? I got a video with 1 million views. How much did YouTube pay me? They always get views. So I thought, well, fuck it. I've got nothing else to talk about. I'll jump on the bandwagon. So today, that was what I planned to talk about. Now, me being me, I went off on tangents. So I did talk about why I started YouTube, how I started, and I've talked. It's all really disjointed, and it's not what I wanted it to be, but it never is when I open my mouth. And I do say at the end, look, if there's something you'd like to know and I've not told you, or I've missed out on something, or there's information you'd like, because somebody else said, we don't understand how you earn money on YouTube and all of that. So I tried to talk about all of that. Not really enough time. I could talk for, ask me one question and I need 3 hours to answer it. I tried to squeeze it all into a 30-minute podcast, and I missed a shed load of stuff, as I always do. But unlike a lot of people, I did actually tell you the truth. And I did tell you how much I earned on the way I want to term it is my least unsuccessful video, because I've never had a successful video. But I've had a couple of videos that were considerably less unsuccessful than most of the others. So I talk about that, and I talk about the money that you earn on videos. And there were at least a couple of comments from people from the video before when I told you how you could go and see what I earn. And I said, if you're interested, go and look and let me know if you're surprised. And if you're surprised because it's more than you thought or less. And a couple of people did go and look and sort of went, bloody hell, I didn't expect it to be that low. Social Blade, if you're interested, socialblade.com. You can jump on there, dial in your YouTube channel of choice's name, and it'll give you all sorts of details on their YouTube activities. And for smaller channels, it's quite accurate, relatively. For bigger channels, it doesn't represent the income because, you know, once the channel's up to the sort of 10K subscriber mark, then they're going to be getting corporate sponsorship, paid promotions where they don't just get free stuff, they get paid as well as given their free stuff. And of course, no third party knows anything about that. All that Social Blade or any of these websites can do, they know on average what YouTube pay per 1,000 views. And it does differ for every single channel on every single day, but they can take an average. The views are public, so they can do a simple mathematic thing and say, well, they've had this many views on this day. The average payment per 1,000 views is this, and so they've probably earned that. And it's going to be in the ballpark, if not an absolutely exact figure. But as I say, it doesn't take into account the many other ways that the bigger YouTubers earn what is the majority of their income. But for a little channel like me, it's going to give you a good idea because I haven't got any paid sponsorships. I've had one and I loved it. And it was Nick from Rent Lettings. And this is the kind of deal that I'm totally on board with. He said, right, some of you will remember this. He sent me a message saying, if you do a live stream with one of my advertising hoardings behind you there, I will give you 2 bottles of wine and 16 sausages from the best butcher in Bakewell. And I thought, yep, I'll do that. So I did. He came round, bless him. He was visiting the area. Oh, what a nice guy. He obviously owns Rent Lettings, a letting agency. And he brought one of his things that's normally nailed onto a house, you know, which was propped on there for this live stream. I've still got it. It's just out there. I need to do something with that when I move out, won't I? And he brought 2 bottles of Co-op wine from the Co-op in Bakewell, and it was their finest range or irresistible or taste the difference. I don't know what Co-op call it, but he bought 2 bottles of that, which were awful, but he wouldn't know that. And he brought sausages from the Ginger Butchers in Bakewell, which come from Haddon Farm in Overgrove. And they were amazing. I've never had them since, but oh my God, they were amazing. And that is my one and only corporate deal, sponsorship thus far. And I'm totally up for that. If you've got a business or you work for a business and you would like that business name to be on a live stream or a video, and you're willing to give me wine and sausages in exchange, or steak or beef, then do get in touch and I'll do it. That was fun. That was so much fun. But yeah, that's the point. If I get a freebie and I don't get many, I refuse a lot. I need to do a video about this, actually. Maybe this is what I'll do tomorrow. Maybe this could be tomorrow's video. Because we've talked about this on live streams. I get emails virtually every day saying, would you like to review this, this, or this? And I refuse 99.9% of them. I've accepted a couple. The tyre pump thing, the diagnostics, the King Bolan diagnostics, and now the power station. I think that's it. Oh, and P-Scan, 4. In 3 years, I've accepted 4. Some YouTubers do that in a week. Now, I've rejected all of the others, and they've been shed loads every day, almost every day. And I remember talking to you on the live stream about this, and I said, am I being stupid, or am I being moralistic and, you know, showing a bit of integrity? And most of you said, well, you're skint, you're being daft. Because what a lot of YouTubers will do is, if 7 electric bike manufacturers, and that's the regular one, electric bikes, what most YouTubers will do is they will say yes to all of them. Now, I've got personal experience of this. One of my YouTube friends got, I think, 5 from 5 different manufacturers. And another of my YouTube friends got kind of the same, like 5 from 5 different manufacturers, but went back to the 2 favorites and said, can I have a couple more, please, for their family members? And I'll mention the name, Mad Mark, name and shame. Then he would accept anything that he was offered, and he would sell it. He may or may not do a video on it, but then it would be sold to a mate or just generally on Facebook. And I suppose that's what you should do. I suppose that's business, but it seems somewhat cynical to me. So I've always refused. Unless I've got a genuine need or desire for something that's offered to me, like P-Scan. I desperately needed P-Scan. I knew that it was going to be a good product, and I knew I would be happy to recommend it. And I made a video. It got quite good views, and people bought them as a result. And I'm very happy about that, because Philip, who invented P-Scan, is a really nice guy. It's a fabulous bit of kit. It outperforms what it's advertised as, and that's great. The guys at King Bolan, I felt the same about that. I needed the thing. It outperformed expectations. Delighted. Same thing now. I'm doing this thing with All Powers. You all know I needed a power station. It appears to be really, really good. It appears to be the best value on the market, and I'm happy to do that. But they've been the only ones. I could have had God knows how many e-bikes, God knows how many fitness, but the list of what I could have taken is endless. Absolutely endless. But yeah, my rules have been, if I really need it, if I think I'm going to believe in it, and importantly, if I'm not tied into a contract where I have to endorse it, whether I think it's any good or not. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take something and tell you it's amazing when it's actually not. And I'm not going to put myself in that position. Yeah, there might be a video in this. I could rant about this while I'm driving to work tomorrow. How's time going? We're into 11 minutes of BAT. Whoops. And I can't remember why I'm talking about this. Oh, yeah. Going back to the YouTube income thing. Yeah, I haven't got any. So that was it. I haven't got any of those things. I've had 4 free things, but I haven't been paid for having any of them. So if you go onto one of these sites and look at my earnings, then it's totally in the right ballpark. And no other YouTuber will say that. They will say, no, it's way too much. I've seen videos on this. People have done, because these websites exist. I've talked about this before as well. Gary Eats is a perfect example. An American YouTuber put out a series of videos, did one on Gary Eats, and said, and using the publicly available data off one of these websites, said, so this is the YouTube channel Gary Eats with his trademark. Let's give it a go. He goes and he reviews food, and this is what he earns. And then they rolled out what he earns. And Gary posted a riposte video, as did the Macmaster, and probably many other people saying, no, I don't. That's wrong. That is wrong. Those figures are wrong. It hasn't taken into account my expenses. I have to pay for the meals. I have to drive there or fly there. Maybe I need a hotel. There might be a cameraman that I have to pay. It's totally wrong. Well, they're not lying to you. The figures are totally wrong, but they are telling you that the figures are too high. They're not. They're too low. Because yes, they might have that. Well, they do have those expenses, but those figures do not include the massive corporate sponsorships and the paid promotions and this, that, and the bloody other. So they're being really disingenuous. I am going to do this video tomorrow. I'm going to do this video tomorrow because it's a rant, and it's a worthy rant. Because when they tell you that these figures are totally wrong and they post the riposte videos, those figures are ridiculous, mad. There's this, that, and the other. But they don't tell you the true figures. And if the figures were lower, they would tell you. They're not. They're higher. Much higher. I guarantee you that every YouTuber, and I've got personal knowledge of quite a few, actually. I won't name the channels, but yeah, when they come on and do a video and say, it says I earn this much. I don't really. It doesn't take into account this. It's more. It's always more. There's more money behind the scenes than there is visibly. It's like an iceberg. 90% of their earnings are not publicly visible. And that's not a comment on their paying of tax or anything like that. They might declare everything, and I hope that they do. But when it comes to the video saying this is what a YouTube channel earns, they never tell you the truth. They just say, those figures are wrong. Well, yeah, they are. You earn more than that. But anyway, the point is that I made a video and I just told you the truth because I'm a fat-mouthed blabbermouth, hideously indiscreet, and I'm a terrible liar. So it's just easier to tell the truth. But thank you for giving me what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. And that will lead me up to doing the bloody video on the bloody power station thing. And yeah, that will set that one up. So because it's terrible doing power stations. If you are a van lifey, motorhomey, then I've been dreading doing this. And this is why I was in two minds about the power station. Put a video up and I guarantee you, when I put a video up that mentions the power station, and I put the discount link in the description, I will get 50 minimum people unsubscribe, and I will get a load of comments saying, I can't believe you've taken the corporate blah, blah, blah. We are so sick and tired of hearing about these bloody power stations that all you bloody YouTubers get free, blah, 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 blah. I know I'll get it. I know that I will get it because everybody does, because there are so many of these videos out there, so many of them. And and that's why I've never had one before, but I kind of weighed up the thoughts and I thought, yeah, okay, I'm going to lose subscribers. I'm going to get a load of hate, but I'm going to get a power station and I really need one and I can't afford to buy one. So fuck it. I'll take the lost subscribers. I'll take the hateful comments because I can't afford to buy it. And if I do this video tomorrow, that will help because at least I can mitigate that, because I can say what I've just said. Look, I couldn't afford to buy one of these. There are YouTube channels out there that will have had 10, 20. Liam the Invincible, whatever his name is, he's had about 150 of the bloody things. Lots of channels have. They get it from all of the companies, and presumably they flog them when they've done their video about them. Same as with the electric bikes and all of that. So yeah, if I do this video, it might help to mitigate, because at least, you know, honesty is often the best policy. And I really needed a power station, couldn't afford to buy one, but I've not taken one off every company that's offered one. I've just picked the one that I genuinely would have bought if I was in a position to buy one, because it appears to be the best value for money, and I'm not going to do any more, probably. Anyway, comments. Oh, let's do some box pounding. Nobody's told me to do it, so I'll just do it. The Netty Petty Piss Pot. 3, 2, 1. That was easy. Sean's box. 1 box. Oh, it's got to be full soon. 3, 2, 1. Stuck in. I reckon 20 more pounds and that's going to be full. But don't forget that we will be working on, where's it gone? Where did I put it? Oh my God, where did I put that? I'm going mad. How can I have lost that? It's not gone out of this room. What? Oh, this is bizarre. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Don't forget that coming into play very soon will be Netty's box. And it is very cute. So, right. Lots of box pounding action to come, basically. You might want to start saying your good nights, darlings, because we are into, God, we're into 20 minutes of, right, it's kind of time to sod off, isn't it, really? Oh, these short but sweets are really difficult. Just not enough time. Boaty needs to get pissed to review or cook food like the amazing Keith Floyd, says Richard. And I totally agree with that. Keith Floyd was my hero. He was the one that got me into food in the first place. He and Jennifer Patterson. And yeah, I would love to work like Keith Floyd did. I would love to show it as it is, because I genuinely am. If you talk to anybody who has known me in a substantive sense in real life, like the artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty, Boo, Lisa, any of them, even Emma. Emma will tell you, I am an amazing drunk cook. I'm not a bad cook, full stop, but I'm an amazing drunk cook. You put me in the kitchen at 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm absolutely pissed out of my mind, I will still make you an amazing tasting and looking dish. So yeah, I'd love to do it in the Keith Floyd style. I really would. And show it how it really is. When I'm cooking, cook with wine. You know, I love to cook with wine. Sometimes I even add it to the food. I'd love to do have a cameraman filming me doing a Sunday lunch while I neck a bottle of wine while I'm cooking it, which is what I used to do when I was married. I'd love to do that. And I would love to eat and review a meal as you would eat a meal in a nice restaurant with a glass or two of wine and review the wine while I'm at it and have an appropriate glass of wine with each course. I'd love to do that. Food reviewer would be right up Boaty Street, says JB71. Josh, good evening, Josh from New York. Sounds good. Go for it. Boaty would be fantastic at it, says Survive Thrive. Bless you. Stu says, I still think you'd clean up doing food reviews. There you go. Has the cameraman sent you a picture of themselves so you know who it is? Asked Jean-Marc. No. 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 Jack AM, good evening, mate, from Scotland. First time catching one of your lives. Oh, bless you. Bless you for staying up ridiculously late. And hello to you too. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Right, we'll go until past. We'll go until past and then we will start off. Be careful, says Cairgon One. Good evening. Rate my takeaways cameraman was a knob. Yeah, well, we all know, I guess we all know about the fallout there. Rate my takeaway they were two people who had a Facebook page, Rate My Takeaway. They moved on to YouTube. They wanted to do videos. They didn't want to be on the videos, so they took in a third person to an existing thing. And that third person was Danny, who people think is Rate My Takeaway. He's not. It was a thing before he came along. He just became their front man. And yes, it was a business arrangement. And yes, it ended badly, as these things often can. But Rate My Takeaway wasn't Danny. He was a partner stroke employee. He was treated like an employee, although he was in theory a partner. But he wasn't he didn't found the thing. He wasn't part of it from day one. He was just brought in because they wanted to move from Facebook et al. To YouTube, and they didn't want to be the face of the thing, so they brought somebody in. It was probably never going to end well, that one. Don't sign any deals if they suggest any. No, I won't do that. What about stuff from the box of random crap as payment? Good idea. The box of random crap is in the front parlour, waiting my Swedish death clean. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. Charles Gund, evening Boaty. Lost my job today, so it's been a weird day. It's weird because I hated the job and I've been there 20 years, so it might be a blessing. Maybe I'll be your cameraman, but I want 50,000 a year and a car. God, well, I associate with that because I'm in a situation where I'm losing something that I've loved for not 20 years, but 10, 11 years. And I'm trying to find a way to make it a positive. So I hope that you can do the same. And the fact that you weren't all that fond of it, but it was what you knew and it was comfortable. I hope that you're able to make a positive out of it too. So yeah, sorry to hear that. Just whizzing through a bit. Swedish death cleaning was a real clickbait. It didn't work. That video is doing really badly. But I had nothing better. I had nothing better to use, and I had to use an AI thumbnail because I didn't plan it. And there's a reason why I am not successful on YouTube. And I talk about that in the video I did today that you will get tomorrow. At least it's honest. At least I'm honest about all of this stuff. There's so much smoke and mirrors, and it's becoming increasingly like that. And I think that probably, as long as you're allowed to do it, I think there will always be room on YouTube for somebody who's prepared to say, look, I've made a load of bad decisions. My life is terrible. My videos are really awful. But I'm going to tell it how it is. I'm going to be honest about it. Because there are just so many that don't. They will, they might be honest about their situation, but they will blame other people. Or they will say that, the government are controlled by iguanas and they are screwing it up for everybody, and or something like that. And I will just come on and say, look, I've made some bad decisions, or I've made what I think are good decisions, but have consequences. And that's why things are like they are. Nobody else's fault, nothing to do with any of that. Just, there's got to be room for that. JB71 says, there's very little we don't know about you, Jason. You're very open with us. Too open. Too open. I bet you wish you all knew less. You don't get owning up on earnings on Hubnut, says to you. No. I've got no idea what Hubnut earns, but I can guess, especially now he's doing corporate stuff. And I know what channels a lot smaller than Hubnut are earning. And yeah, it's going to be a lot more than he will tell you or you will think. Right, time to whiz through. Oh, right, it's past. I'm going. Right, I'm whizzing through. I am, yes, the Rue de Mirande. Oh, interesting, Simone. Interesting. Thank you for that. A cameraman might cramp my style. You're a lone ranger, a one-man band, except when you team up with Mustard. Interesting. Good luck with the MOT, Boaty. Thank you, Carl. That'll be on Monday. Matron says, I think Boaty needs another local YouTuber to collab with. They do filming for him, drive-by shots, etc. and he does filming for them, similar type thing, and then promo each other. That'd be great, but I don't know anybody. Do you keep the electric bike when you review them? Asked Jean Mark. Yes, you do, but I haven't done that. Oh God, me and the Mac Master. Really? Yeah, I couldn't see that working. I couldn't see that working. There are very few people that I could see me. Gary Eats, I could work with him. Not the Mac Master. Well, I don't think so anyway. Okay, we can talk about this going on. We can talk about this tomorrow and the next day. Right, oh God, I am going to have to whiz through. How far behind are we? Oh, excuse me. Right, okay, I am miles behind, so I've just whizzed through. So a quick read. Okay, darlings, right, it is time to sod off. Thank you for bearing with me on this short but sweet. It's difficult when it's such a short one. It's a compromise, but the only alternative is not to do one at all. And I don't want to not do one at all. I want to do something. And it has to be short because I work longer hours on a Friday and a Saturday, and I need to sleep like any other human being, and it's just a shorter window. But you've had 35 minutes of Boaty's added time, BAT. Right, I'm going to sod off. Get something to eat, get to bed, get up in the morning, edit a video, get it up there. You'll find out what I earned on the I'm 54, broken, nearly dead, knackered, alone, sad, and now I'm going to lose my house as well. You can find out how much that earned me. Right, okay. Where are we? Oh, we're saying good night, aren't we? Right, let me wish each and every one of you a safe and peaceful night and a good day tomorrow. May it bring you joy, may it bring you pleasure. At the very least, may it please be manageable. I hope Tonic's okay. We haven't heard from him for a while, have we? Hope he's, yeah, hope all is well there. I must ping him. Yeah, the candle will be relit tomorrow night, same time, same place, late, 11:30, here, Windy Bum. We're not going to be here much longer. Make the most of it. Can't wait to see you then. In the meantime, all the love in the world from me, and on that note, Pachoo, and indeed, bosh. Good night, darlings.